Dichiva Cadra, Misha Chris Coreline, and I'm about to hijack the Bastards YouTube channel for a spot of SimCity. SimCity is a very important game for me personally. It shipped on the very first computer I ever owned, and I've been following it on and off since. I shilled for SimCity 5 when it was a couple of months after it was released, and left it fallow for a while they patched all of the ridiculous problems with it, and now it seems a bit more stable, so I'm going to have some fun, maybe show you guys some fun as well. Maybe we can all have fun and forget the marching inevitability of death. Anyway, I'm going to jump into the Lumps region here. This is very, very large region, one of the newer ones. I thought maybe if anyone else was watching this, which is unlikely, we could perhaps add some more people to the region. Maybe someday we can be friends. So my general plan here, one of the complaints about SimCity is that the region area is very small. The cities are tiny compared to SimCity 2, which was 2000, which was massive. But the fact is, it's not about one city, it's about building a network, a trading network. And that means you can specialise in multiple different areas, and to that end, my intention here is to claim this city with all of its abundant oil and use this as a cash cow with which to build maybe a little bit more of a serious knowledge economy. Straussburg Isles. Let's see what happens. So, yeah, industrial cities. Yeah. Do you know what? Fine. Oil's grand. I like oil. And here we are. Isn't it lovely? Let's ruin it. Yeah, so, I mean, I've played this a bit. I'm no professional, but let's take a look. And hopefully, maybe I can tell you some tips along the way. First things first, always build your grids. Second thing second, we're doing an industrial city. Find out where your flipping resources are, you munchkin. Where is it? Oil. Oil, I like oil. I don't like oil. I just said I did like oil. I'm lying to you. So, another very important thing to do is to grid. Grid absolutely everything. Grids are gosh darn vital. Control? No, it's shift actually. Is that right? So what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of marking out the areas where the oil drilling is going to be. This is the other handy thing. This cheapest road tool you can use as a paint. It is effectively just there to create pretty lines. So another good thing to do is, the great thing about this cheap crappy road tool is that it defines the absolute perfect size for a single block. So let's take a look at that. So this is one unit. The largest building will have a footprint the size of this cube, and I can prove that by using another handy trick, which is the nature gardens. Now these should fit pretty much exactly within that, and that means we got this dead on. This can be one skyscraper, one large apartment complex. So with that in mind, I just want to quickly finish off my MS Paint job here on the old yolks. You see that now I've kind of offset myself there, and that's not super good. I'll explain why when you're a little bit older. Perhaps I won't. I'm not kidding anyone really. There's probably people if there are any people watching this, I'm sure at least 50% of you are better at this game than I am. But you don't come to this channel for good games, do you? That's not why you're here. You're here to watch suffering. Maybe going overboard a bit here, but that really defines. Oil will happen kind of inside these chunks. And this will really be our main supply road. Now, great thing about oil, makes shitloads of money. Bad thing about oil, it's got a pretty long spin-up time. It's going to cost us about 70 or 80 grand to really get the city going. And until then, I'm afraid it's going to be a bit quiet around here. Curvy roads, I hate them. Hate them. But it'll make this bridging a little bit cheaper. That is never straight. Don't you dare give me a not straight road. I bet it's because that this didn't terminate on 90 degrees, so let's try again. Let's not fuck up this time, right? Do you know what? I should be doing more of my own medicine. Let's a small problem with the old small problem with that oil chestnut is that you can't shift lock the wiggly roads. They don't shift lock. Boop 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 boop. So what I want to do is end this on a true 90, which I think is about there. Oh no. Oh, there's a reason why everyone hates this game. We will get this right. We're going to use almost all of our money getting this right. But I'm going to get it right. I'm going to get it right for you. That is close enough. Now, that was a really stupid idea, but reasons. So what I'm interested in is wind. Now, industrial units create air pollution. Air pollution travels with the wind, and this feature has been around since SimCity 2000, and it was really cool back then, and it's still really cool. So the wind's going to blow this junk downwind. So if we put all our industrial down here, it's going to basically, and this is the edge of the map, there's no further regions for, oh no, wait, there's one. That's a great work site. No one cares about great work site. There's no further place where there's smoke, and this can't cause anyone any trouble, basically. So this is going to be our main industrial zone, to quote Sonic the Hedgehog. We need to pause here for a second. I should have paused at the outset so I didn't waste time while I was just planning stuff. But let's take some money out. You always have to take money out because the one thing we don't have yet is power, and power plants are expensive. Despite this being a largely industrial city, I think we're going to make most of the power off renewables until we've spun up the oil production properly. So with that in mind, let's take a look at where we can put power plants. Power travels with infinite virility along roads. So your power plants can and should be tucked as far away from things as possible. So I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah. So we're going to be able to kind of, when you see, we'll just pop it. This is where it's going to go anyway. We see we're going to have, like, we can build these out. Nice little feature. Building customization. Oh, or maybe we can't. Ooh, mistake. Mistake again. We will fix that in the future. Again, a lot of what I'm doing here, stopgaps. Stopgaps and compromises. In the future, we're going to tidy all this up quite some amount. So if I I don't really like putting them on corners like that, but I think this, I don't know why that would be slightly smaller, but it kind of is. So we have like 2 grand left, so let's spin her up. I want just a little bit of the oiled economic as well. It's probably not a full black, but it'll do it get the... Did you put some shops in? Best put some shops in. So off we go. We're at minus 291. Electricity is not going to be a problem for long. Solar energy has to charge before it goes live. There she blows. Off down to bring everyone into the 18th century. Okay, 192. 2k. Let's get our water down. We have Eintach water floating about here, so let's make use of it. Don't care too much about land value at the minute, but I'm going to pop it here. We're not... Oh, wow, I'm out of money. Oh. Oh. Okay. Desperate times. Bond number 2. Let's not do any more, shall we? So we want that there. This sewage outflow pipe. And really this is the holy trinity now. We have absolutely everything we need for a kind of beginner city. No worker shortage. Let's rectify that. Now this is oil land, so let's build out. Let's build out and not up. We'll keep this kind of central area kind of commercial. That's always a pretty good idea. And again, a lot of this is going to get changed as oh wait, that's oil land as well. Yeah, you want to live in front of an oil well, don't you? Don't you? You have no choice really, because it's the only place you can afford. Filthy peasant. Now. Isn't that lovely? Now we're at plus 300. Which is grand, but we have to make like 100,000 before we can really break into the oil cartel business. I'm just making some decisions now, really nice quiet decisions. This isn't a oh wow, look at that commercial demand. Well, do not want to build on oil land. Mappy maps. Oil. That's not oil land. Neither is that, technically. There we go. Have some strip malls, you gobshites. 20 grand left. About time to upgrade some roads. Those little dirt streets are poison. They're a measuring tool. They're Microsoft Paint for cities. At this stage, growth is like necessary, and like very positive for the city. This entire game is set up so that if you there's a deliberate imbalance here, and it's very, very subtle, and it's very, very good. If you build a city and you build it like you're playing SimCity 2000, and you go, oh look at all this space, I'm going to fill it all with people, and I'm going to balance everyone's needs, and everyone will be happy, and I'll keep all of the wealth areas separate and well built, you're going to run into trouble. These cities cannot saturate. If they saturate, you're going to lose. Not to Toulouse. I wouldn't mind going to Toulouse, but you are going to lose. So we got 21 grand now. Tempted to pay back the bonds, but I really should be focusing on just putting the density up as quickly as possible. So these gentlemen are pretty happy. Look, we have a small amount of medium wealth, and one of the great things we can do to really rapidly increase medium wealth is throw down the Isle Mayor's apartment. No, I'm actually overbuilding some oil land here, so let's... Well, maybe we can get away without this if I just remember not to take any more of this space. And what I will do to remind myself is actually delete this road. Yes, so we have some very handy medium wealth generation options in the form of the city hall. I'll build this out here, maybe. Nice shorefront location for the arms of the state apparatus. Seat of oppression. Not that I'm building an intrinsically corrupt state, I just think that all states are corrupt. Curvy roads are the devil, but curvy roads are the devil. Do you never get these things in this game where it almost looks like you've made a mistake? So this is going to be our kind of medium wealth zone. And this space is like all of these irregular angles. They're not going to be much use. Maybe they're going to be okay for throwing down like a chunk of corporate spendalication, but not much in the way of structure buildings can go there. But let's get the old city hall done. Nice and far along here. I should have maybe graded that better, but it's plot now. Like, no one really cares. Like, I'd be surprised if anyone even watches this. Ooh. I can give this city a name. Or maybe you can give this city a name. If you like this video, if you like me, and if you think that one day we might be friends, feel free to comment with the name of the city. And as long as it's not terrible or racist, I might pick it. I might not. I just call the place Bucket. So let's get rid of that, because we can use this road as kind of a separator between this grid pattern and this grid pattern. What are you complaining about? You know how expensive these things are. Just go somewhere else and die. Fuck's sake. Oh, I hate you so much. That's probably for the best, actually. This is going to expand when we get to city-state, and I kind of want to keep that construction separate. Okay, what do you got for me? So we got pretty high medium wealth demand, so I'll plop some of the old middle class wankers down here, maybe. Now, they're not going to become middle class wankers immediately. I have to kind of bait them into thinking they're better than other people. And I'm going to do that by giving them parks that other people don't have. Divide and conquer. And again, this zone here, I need to expand City Hall that way. So let's keep this. Let's hop back here, see how the old RCI tool is doing. I suppose what I could do. This is a nice little pond. Look at that. The Guardian readers will live here. Apologies to any Guardian readers watching this, but you're all horrible people. So, 474. Demand's kind of flatlining. You want to keep as much contiguous road as possible. reduces traffic, obviously. Less intersections, less traffic lights, less traffic. Traffic lights, traffic. Let's see what I did there. You also want to, as much as possible, avoid four-way junctions. Junctions here are three-way or two-way or not at all. And that reduces the traffic by a factor of 25%. We got some nice rail here. This is very nice, actually. So we can use the railway, and we can use here, and we can build this out as our kind of just kind of a heavy industry zone. The problem is this is not enough rail to have a commuter station. Buttons. But I can't even show you that because I need to think about it. And a freight station. Well, let's see. Let's play it like I'm going to want to have the commuter station because I'm going to want people commuting into or out of this city. This is not going to be a self-contained city. There's no the thing about SimCity 5 is there's no such thing as a self-contained city. You can't have it. Oh, a boat. Just passing through, clearly. No idea about his pilotage. Obviously, doesn't know that there's any safe ports around here. Because there fucking isn't. Yeah, so... Oh, look at that, not exactly straight line. If the bastard's watching this, he's gonna have an aneurysm. Blood for the blood god. 30 grand, that's pretty good going. Right, so where was I? City planning, which is what we're doing. So this is our kind of trade port. All the oil will go here, the refinery probably here. That produces air pollution. Maybe we'll squeeze it up here. Maybe it's a bad idea to put rich people here. Never mind. God knows what I'll do with this island. No one really cares. All the industrial stuff in the world. Are you guys unhappy? We need somewhere to ship our freight. Well, that's tough titties, lad. I can't afford to start a new city. This is going to be the industrial belt. We're going to really go for the freight-producing heavy industry numpties here. Very little, not really too worried about educating them well. I'll probably also put the power infrastructure. This, grand. Solar power, love it. Like dreadlocks, hippie music, great, grand. It would be foolish of us to have a oil-based economy without an oil-based power supply, and that will power the region. So remember what I said about four-way junctions, don't do them. Remember what I said about dense junctions as well. This is effectively a junction because it's a change in road type. Now it'll vanish as soon as I open. In fact, that's a good idea. Just to neaten the place up. Boom, there it goes, because it has no friends anymore, so it gets destroyed. Just like me. Voting for demands. There's a small demand for low wealth and quite a large demand for medium, so let's finish off this. And I'm going to take a look at just getting some better streets in here so our Guardian readers can drive their Mercedeses in tranquility and happiness. A lot of demand for medium wealth, so if I build along here, so we do have one block boundary here, and I'm going to preserve it. Generally this close to water, it doesn't necessarily matter, but we might get a nice kind of mid to high rise building here, and that means this area I can there's demand here for some medium wealth commercial. It's just a pixel of demand, but it might be worth it just to show you people what real happiness looks like. Shops where you can buy consumer electronics. Let's do it. So that'll be low wealth at the minute. Let's just take a look and see what we can do. So we can't really put that in there. Now I can put that here because this is going to grow out that way, but it might be a bit of a waste is all. So, here's the plan. That road is completely irrelevant. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete it, but then in its place, I'm going to put that park exactly where that is, because it is on a block boundary. Everybody likes... Oh, would you ever... You fucking bastard. Thanks, Obama. Okay, listen. Listen. Listen to me. There we go. Now, why a park miles away from the actual housing estate would increase land value, I don't know, but I don't know much about houses because I will never be able to afford one. How are we now? 670. RCI, pretty flat. Still demand for some medium wealth places. Space down here. Just not enough room there with the intersecting areas for me to pop another one. But there will be enough space for one of these. Or maybe we can like flash it up a bit. Oh, look at that. Oh, now won't that just be darling? Aren't you just adorable? Yeah. Yeah. Don't really see why not. Yeah, still some medium wealth demand. Arguably medium wealth development. Yeah, it looks like it is medium wealth. You can tell because the colour of the buildings. There's the splodges on the ground. The buildings themselves, their wireframes have colour. And you can kind of see this one's sort of bluey. These ones are kind of bluey tinged. This one less so. Perhaps we will destroy it. Oh no! No, it's good. It's good because it's a building site. So everything I told you was a lie. There we go. Aren't you just the prettiest? So people are complaining about health. I think it's 30 grand to plop one of these, and that's okay. It's 20 grand. We have injuries. We have a lot of industry. It just costs so much money, and it brings so little in. So I kind of decided that I was going to leave this area, not leave this area separate for oil drilling, but just kind of keep everyone there. Hostage. So we've two constructions here, which really means that I should connect that. Oh, no, 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 no. That. And then build this on a different angle. What I want to stop is that if I build two areas, if I were to build without this road all the way along here, you cannot guarantee that these two blocks will form naturally. What you might get is a block in the middle and then crudge around the edges. And yeah, that's not, it is kind of important for density, but this game really plays to those who have a bit of a compulsive streak. I'm not necessarily one of those people, but if you look at my other cities, they're largely just massive hodgepodges that tend to work because I cheat and use gambling. But yeah, it's designed to punish people who aren't being neat. Quite frankly. So I suppose what I'm after now is density increases. Density increases are great. We want to kind of get these areas built up. That'll pretty much double the value of these. Remember what I said earlier about having large contiguous areas of green zoning? And look, didn't I tell you? I'm a disappointment even unto myself. Just put down a tiny little strip. Yeah, look, I can fit that in here. And what that's going to do is that'll give us just a little kick of medium wealth. As our demand is. There's also demand for medium wealth commercial, so what I can actually do... Oh, no, I can't. I can't do it. which would tell me that this... Okay, so what I'd rather do is delete this, which means I can build this. Yeah, what that's going to do. I don't know why it's not letting me plop there. I think that's at a weird elevation, is it? No, okay. Oh wow, that is though. Yeah, no one's going to be able to build there. Who cares? Nobody cares. Okay, yeah, we got that on the go. We've oversaturated commercial. We have some more. Good job. 808. Wow, okay. Well, listen, that is a fortuitous time to leave. The number of income we're getting per hour is equal to that of a classic electronica defining drum machine. So I think I'll call it for the end of episode 1. Comment, like, subscribe, please validate me. No, but seriously, I'll be surprised if anyone watches this SimCity 2. SimCity 5 has got a very bad rep, and it really doesn't deserve it. A good cathartic game that reminds you that middle managers are important. Anyway, this is me signing off, and I will see you in the future.